And we are back again with Brandon this time. We are still at the IoT Stars event. This is the IoT Show. Thanks for tuning in, people. And Brandon with us tonight. How are you, man?
I'm doing very well.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Long time no see.
I know.
Yeah. So who are you? What are you doing?
So I'm Brandon Satrom. I'm the Senior Vice President of Product and Experience at Blues. I've been at Blues for just about 5 years. So.
I like the name.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so, yeah. I work for Blues.
Today's Blues. It's an easy one. Yeah.
It's a good one. So same question I'm asking everyone to you. You've been in the IoT domain for some time. What is the smartest, preferred, most stupid IoT device you've encountered?
I have to gravitate towards stupid, and I'm going to answer a class of devices. The stupidest IoT devices ever are consumer devices that require me to put them on my Wi-Fi network at home.
Oh yeah,
and then as soon as I get them on the network, require a firmware update, require to use their app and only their app.
Yeah,
I think we've created this whole cottage industry of connected appliances that don't ever actually get used. The internet connection doesn't get used.
Yeah.
The apps stay on people's phones, probably in a botnet somewhere at some point. Yeah. Those are the things that give IoT the bad reputation.
Yeah. Do you think Matter is going to help sort that problem?
I hope so. I think so. It's a long. It takes a long time. Consumer tech, especially, but consumer IoT. And when you're working in Wi-Fi, when you're working with devices that either aren't getting provisioned on a home network, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I have a Samsung, Zigbee hub at home.
Oh, like the old smart things.
It's smart things, right? Work pretty well. And interestingly, there's a community building drivers.
Oh, that's great.
Matter drivers for the old Wi-Fi chips.
Oh, that's perfect. Right? Yeah.
And so now I can control my Wi-Fi devices that were controlled through a stupid app through the Samsung smart things.
All right. So there is hope.
We're getting there.
Hope for us. Yes, that's good. That's a good thing. I love it. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Cool. So tell me a bit about Blues. What's going on these days? What's new at Blues?
Sure. So Blues, we're a wireless connectivity company. So what we focus on is making wireless connectivity simple for developers across cellular, Wi-Fi, satellite, and LoRa. And so we provide a product that is a combination of hardware and a cloud service that work together to really make it simple for customers to take disconnected things and turn them into connected products. And so our core module is a product called the Note Card. It's on the same form factor, whether you use cellular, Wi-Fi, LoRa, or satellite. And that's been our mission for the last several years, is just making connectivity simple. What I like to refer to as the messy middle piece of IoT connectivity that always made it hard for companies to get started because they just wanted to connect something. And they have to go through this entire gauntlet of choices they have to make to get anything connected and then get the data to the cloud, when all they really wanted was to take this disconnected thing, light it up, send data through the cloud. And that middle piece was so hard. And so that's what we focused on. And really, we are focused on just doubling down on great connectivity. Satellite is where we've been focused a lot recently. We've been doing more in LTE Cat 1 Biz, so getting sort of middle of the road between NB-IoT, which is going the way of the dinosaur, but providing customers with something that's kind of cheap as Cat M, but capable like LTE Cat 1. And so it's interesting times in that space, in 5G, new radio, RedCap, everything. There's a lot happening in cellular, and so that's where we're focused.
Is it fair to, I was talking to some folks on your booth earlier today, and I was asking, if I were to go to you with the question about how I have different types of devices connected. They're placed in different places.
Yeah.
Some of them have cellular, coverage. Some don't. Some have Wi-Fi. Some don't. Is Blues helping sorting the problem of having different types of software deployed when the connectivity is different? As in, I want to have the same functionality. But I want to abstract the type of connectivity.
Yeah. Ultimately, because our products are all on the same connector, the same M.2 connector. A customer can build a product that is aware of our sort of multi-rat approach and then change in the module at the point of deployment. So they can deploy with cellular, deploy with LoRa when that makes more sense, fail over to satellite when they're in a circumstance where cellular is not available, et cetera. All of that with the same form factor. So it gives you single hardware, single product. It's just that connectivity module that you can swap in.
And you're also abstracting the cost of these types of connectivity to them?
Absolutely, yeah. So cellular in particular, the state of the art when I first got in this space 8-9 years ago was everybody prototyped on Wi-Fi because cellular may be where we wanted to deploy, but you were starting the clock on a data plan the second that you turned that thing on. It was basically, we used to price cellular IoT data plans like SIM plans were for us 10 and 15 years, or sorry, MMS plans were 15 years ago, right? And so, you know, what we provide with a note card is included connectivity. So it's 500 megs of data and 10 years of service with the cost of the hardware. So it's a part of your BOM. So rather than being a monthly cost, the cost of the data is just included in the hardware itself. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
And if you want to go beyond,
that, you can buy more.
We can talk.
We can talk. Absolutely. Absolutely. But 500 is a lot for a lot of applications.
Yeah. It is a lot.
Yeah. It's basically, you know, sending one payload every 15 minutes for 10 years.
Yeah. So here, it begs a question though.
Yeah.
AI is big buzz these days.
Absolutely.
Edge AI is becoming, you know, it's taking on the tailwind of Gen AI.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Edge AI, I believe, will be big because we now know how to make these models run on this tiny controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that you will need and want, not just for Edge AI, but for security and, you know, CRA reasons, you want to do over-the-air updates of models and things like that.
Absolutely.
How entangled, correlated are connectivity and AI and Edge AI in particular from your perspective?
Very, very much so, especially because that last piece of when you're doing fine tuning or refinement of a model and you want to get that model down to a device, I think what we have tended to see in the past is firmware binaries were shipped as one giant thing. And so if you're starting to put ML models in with the binary, now you've got a 1.5 meg, 2 meg binary. Maybe that's fine running over a Wi-Fi connection, but a lot of production stuff is running over cellular, running over LoRa, and it's not even possible to do OTA in a lot of those sorts of circumstances. And so respecting the payload and only shipping what's necessary is really important. And so one of the things we focus on with our customers is providing firmware update capabilities that allow you to separate out those assets and those resources. So you can pull down just the firmware part of the binary if the model hasn't updated, or if you've got other assets that are coming. Or if you fine-tuned a model and you've refined it and you're ready to ship that down and it's 25K of a meg binary, then you're just shipping down the 25K. And that's an important cost savings. It allows customers to iterate on their models quickly without worrying about the dollar sign ticking up as they go through
and that's a notion that's super important. Many people think about AI as something very fixed and you know, unique,
right?
And in the edge AI space more than anywhere else, the context in which the devices will be, the sensors will be, is different from one device to another one, even if it's the same device, right?
It's ever training, ever changing, ever getting better, ever improving, which customers want to be able to benefit from that improvement, and so why not make it easier, cheaper, faster?
I love that. Are you having fun at Embedded World?
Absolutely. I ended up just getting in this morning, so I'm still a little jet lagged, but having a great time. And it's busy. I feel like it's actually bigger than it's been in the 4 years that I've been here. There's a lot of people.
I hear you. Interestingly, I've not come in the last 4 years.
Okay.
I came pre-COVID.
Okay.
As Microsoft.
Okay. Yeah.
When we had one of the biggest booths.
Okay. Yeah.
We were like kind of like huge there.
Yeah.
And everyone was like pretty much like big, but not as big as I'm seeing today. I've seen some huge booths from big companies, but also from small companies.
Yeah, I mean, they're big. Yeah, companies that I didn't exhibit the first time I came in 2022. It was the first time they'd done it after COVID. So it was a little lighter, just came for a couple of days. But over the last 3 years, I've seen it tick more and more. We were in the Zephyr booth 3 years ago, which is always great. Shout out to the Zephyr project, a great, fantastic project. We had our own booth here for the first time last year, and just seeing tick up, 15, 20, 30% more people every year. It's been, it's great. I'm happy to see it because, you know what, 5 years ago, we thought in-person events were dead. So I guess they're not.
Yeah,
I guess
they're not. They're not. One last
yeah.
thing that I really liked about it, they kept the word embedded.
Yes.
It's not become the IoT, or
even the AIoT
or the
conference.
AIoT or not the Edge conference.
Exactly.
It's still the embedded world.
Embedded, absolutely. Yeah.
Brandon, thanks for coming today.
Absolutely. Thanks
Have
for
a good night.
me.
Enjoy.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.